There you go. 15 minutes. Hopefully, the last one got it on the nose perfectly. My name is Dan Rieses, and I don't even know where to begin. Yesterday I saw something I've never seen before in my life. You see, if you've watched this channel or paid attention, first and foremost, I want everyone to know that I haven't seen my boys in about 8 months, and I think it's wrong on so many levels that I don't really even know where to begin, because on one hand, there is the truth of the difficulties of my childhood, so I look at a positive caretaker as a positive caretaker, but if my children were kidnapped and taken to a beautiful ranch in Colombia and were treated as royalty, they still would be kidnapped. So the concept of a father being illegally separated from their sons is so unlawful and so impossible to get back the time. And what everyone is expecting is for me to do some sort of an act of violence or aggression or something like that. And the longer I go by showing restraint, composure, common sense, and stability, the further each day passes that I'm able to express just how wrong the people that have gone against me are. And one of the most interesting things that has occurred during this entire process is that there's been a paradigm, a shift in the blame game of whose fault is this. And I find myself really like, yesterday I was in court watching Mal and Jamie, and I'm fully allowed to talk about all aspects of the case that I watched. I'm a witness to this, and I have a First Amendment right, so anyone that doesn't understand how that works, consult an attorney. Please consult a First Amendment attorney or an attorney that's reputable, not someone that will gaslight you and support something that wasn't true. And what I saw yesterday for the first time is, you see, like, guys like Richard Trank, Bob Menendez, and other criminals that had law degrees, they're not attorneys. They're criminals with law degrees. So what they're doing is in line with what they have chosen as their life choice. Like right now I'm reading this Bob Menendez book. I don't know where it is. It's right here. Give me a second. I'm reading this book right here, and the reason why this book is really very fascinating to me is, first and foremost, if I don't like the way it's written, I'm going to very calmly communicate with Thomas Anderson. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the movie Matrix, and his partner from the New York Post, and express to them the reality of where they got certain things wrong, and most likely there's going to be a part 2, and that's where the entertainment aspect of this really comes in, because there's a lot of sensational things that really occurred, such as manslaughter. I don't know if anyone knows this, but Gold Bar Bob's wife actually killed a human being, and the former chief of police of the town in Bergen County was used to cover it up. Maybe it was Hudson or Union County, it's irrelevant. The facts of the local geographical, neo-geographical, there's a Matrix reference, neo, there it is, okay? I don't have too much time, okay? I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie to you. In 2027, you'll see what the mustache is all about, and I'm not gonna keep it forever. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I am 20 pounds overweight, so unfortunately for me, look, I'll be transparent with you. I've been pretending like I don't like hard work for a few years because I haven't been able to actually function as a human being with what I was witnessing. And what I saw in court was a lawyer committing a crime. Now that was crazy. I've never before seen that. I'll tell you, because I've seen criminals with law degrees, and there's a lot of them. And Bob Menendez is one of them. He's actually an attorney with a degree from Rutgers. And what's really fascinating about this man is the quantity of stories that he invented. And why I find it so fascinating is because I love Seinfeld and I love Kramer's stories and I love the entire concept of it. But see this book right here? Boop! You can make it completely disappear. You know, I'm not a traditional magician. I do something completely different than what you've seen, and I kind of thought that was the point of entertainment, is to innovate and to do something new. But apparently, it was so good that people started confusing it for something called reality, and that doesn't deter me. It motivates me to become a better human being, since this is a channel that emulates the growth trajectory and rebound of a human being who did nothing wrong but was a victim of criminals such as Bob Menendez, who had both law degrees and were high-ranking senators. There is another one, like I have an issue with Cory Booker. I'm going to try to do my best to refrain what I say until I send direct communication to his office about having a formal meeting. I believe that every human being deserves a chance. Not just one, two, actually. And the reason why I say this is because what if I were to film the truth of the content that I would like to film regarding Cory Booker, Bob Menendez, and Richard Trank, just three human names, I don't believe that he would be able to avoid the scrutiny of what would to follow. And having been a human being who saw a speech by Cory Booker, it was about his time at Oxford with Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, and these are human beings that are famous. You see, I am infamous. That's when you're more than famous. I'm just kidding. I'm a nobody, guys. And, you know, there's a famous quote, and that's, "In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king." And the reason why I say this is that in the world of lies, a man who speaks the truth is extremely powerful. Not in a powerful sense where I can actually do anything. And nor do I want to hurt anyone. And I want to remind everyone that the illusion that I have created with my ability to talk, see this talking? That's all I do. You know, me, I'm harmless. I'm absolutely harmless. I might send an angry text message in the heat of time, but not only is all that behind me, time will prove that not only does it heal all wounds, but it also really, really, really withstands something called itself. So to withstand the test of time is truly the benchmark standard for the measurement of the success of a product, in my opinion. Meaning that anyone can make a one-hit wonder. And I don't say anyone. I'm saying that in past history, the human beings who have made one-hit wonders are known for one-hit wonders because they're not talented human beings. They're human beings that found themselves in a set of circumstances like, I don't know, I think Savage Garden is a good example. I love their song, "I Want You." It's got a great beat and everything like that. But I believe one of them is a talented musician and the other one's not. But the whole thing is very, very confusing. And the reason why I say that is I grew up at a time in the 90s where Milli Vanilli was both outed as being lip singers, and everyone was so confused to learn that these were black men who were actually white and German, or maybe they were mixed race, but they were, and it was all during a post-Berlin Wall confusing times, which culminated with a suicide by one of them because of something called the E! True Hollywood Story. And I can't keep a straight face because there was the actual E! True Hollywood Story shows the attempt that they made at singing, which requires an immense amount of talent as well as hard work. It's a dual combo to reach the level of stardom that you see in front of you prior to the invention of the internet. Once the internet came out, any ass clown with a little bit of talent can perform a series of things, and due to something called an algorithm or singularity, whatever aspect you want to believe in, they'll find themselves with millions of followers and chasing the continuous, it's kind of like a rat trap, a spinning wheel of keep producing like a monkey. And see, I don't take a penny for what I do. I do not ask anyone to subscribe. I remind everyone the numbers on the bottom screen are not real. They are designed for me to be able to say, hey, I only have 500 followers. This is not a lot of people, but it is more than enough people to document and say that this is how many people mathematically watched. And it's about 200 to 400 human beings per good video. A bad video gets 100, 150 views, but still, That's a lot of human beings that are eyewitnesses to some very serious crimes that are occurring. And not a single one of them is sending a single letter of communication, neither to me nor the government, nor doing a single thing about it. And I don't expect anyone to do anything about it. I expect everyone to do absolutely nothing, and for me to fight the whole thing myself, at which point I will win. I will then calmly go on YouTube and say, I told you so. And then it will culminate for the continuation of the story, which simply makes you far more impressed than you are currently at right now by seeing how calm I am remaining during a time where I've been illegally separated from my children who are less than a mile away. My calmness, my demeanor, the accusations that I have against me are so unfounded and untrue that I have no ability to respond without making them more true. It is a paradox that I'm in, which means that should I do something beyond what I have done, I would be the villainous character who is erratic and uncontrollable that I am being attempted to be painted as. But by staying calm, normal, neutral, and saying, hey guys, listen, the only reason this book was written because of my work and Miss Jamie Resnick's hard work and dedication for me as my assistant. I want to remind everyone that right now, one of the most interesting topics, and I only have a little bit of time, that I would like to discuss is which is stronger, the unstoppable force or immovable object. And what you're dealing with is a state order to allow Jamie to be a whistleblower and discuss in a positive content how she is a victim of certain crimes. It's kind of relatively straight cut, but we could get into it. But the real interesting part is that for some reason, Mallory has decided to file a restraining order. And I don't want Mallory to ever watch these videos. I don't think she's legally allowed to, and nor am I communicating to her or to anyone else. I have my own public channel, which is my First Amendment right to discuss very, very, very pertinent and sensitive details of my life that I'm only discussing because of the actions of the actors around me. I don't understand how complicated this would be because this is an entire book that was written by one of the thousands of things that I've done. I have a very, very complicated and really, really amazing life. I don't need to be involved in continuous unnecessary conflicts which are designed to hurt my children, so that I'm not really even sure what the conflict is about at this point, because I went through, so I'm going to have to stop talking about this subject matter because Jamie's coming back into her own home. And I didn't want to discuss this because it discusses all things that are really part of the fact that I would like Jamie to make a decision. Will she be pro-state and positive, or will she be negative and conform to a very illegal TRO that is not fact-based? I cannot force anyone to do anything, nor do I give legal advice because I'm not an attorney. And it sounded like the car door closed, so I have about 5 seconds or so before she walks through the door. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry about that. I am good at something called applied mathematics.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's totally okay. I have a couple of minutes. How are you?
Well.
Excellent. Thank you for giving me a chance to not be homeless and express my mind via YouTube in your home. And thank you for leaving your own home so that I can make sure that everyone is legally compliant with all aspects of the law.
Okay.
And we're in the middle of a gotcha game where people are playing games with everything that we do, so that it was so important for you to leave, and I really appreciate that. And I would be fucking pissed as hell if someone asked me to leave my home just so that they can comply with something that is not legal in their opinion, which is my opinion, okay? I am almost out of time. I just wanted to say thank you very much for standing by me. I would like to thank the New Jersey Public Defender's Office, and especially the County of Essex. It is a state-funded organization that has an Essex-based vicinage. And the Public Defender's Office is a fucking saint. William Kelly is one of the best criminal attorneys you'll ever meet in your life, and you're lucky that you even have him for a few years, if not a few months that you have left. Mr. William Kelly, you're the absolute best. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying what you're watching, please do not subscribe, don't hit like, do whatever you want, live your life, but I will continue to fight until the day I die for my children. And if you think that that's crazy, I don't even have a response for you anymore, because my children's time with me is precious, and my time with them is even more precious with them. You can't put a price on time. That is the end, and goodbye.